building a profitable business in digital age. Building a profitable business in digital age, and this is targeted towards young entrepreneurs, students, and as well business owners. How we can maximize technology and what we actually need to know to build a profitable business. So I will put up my slide. I will try as much as possible to uh, work with it. I don't know if I'm unable to stick to it in letters. You can just permit me, but I will just work with that strictly. So let's do something real quick. Let's check what has changed before we move forward. I don't know. Yeah, no, okay. Now, how the world has changed. Yeah, how the world has changed. The world is no longer what it used to be. Years ago, businesses depend mainly on physical presence. And I think during the introductory remark, Mr. Felix has already dwelled on something like this. Before now, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, majorly what we do in business is anything you want, you just have to go there and get it. There is no shortcut to it. It's not possible for you to be in, let's say you are in Ibadan, and for just a case study, to get something from Lagos, it's either you send someone to go there and get it for you, or you go yourself. And that one has come with a lot of risk, like buyers or business owners getting robbed and the likes. There is a whole lot to that. Rather than what we are having in today's generation. And at the same time, customer reach is limited by location, just have said. And the most horrible part of it is manual processes for business operation. This has really dealt with a whole lot of us while growing up. While then banking, I will use banking as a case study. Rather than what we can see today, banking has been one of the problematic system in the society. Take, for example, you want to pay a bill, someone is in the hospital and you have to make a payment. Believe you me, you have to go to the bank, obtain teller, regardless of the season. There are some seasons that maybe when students are paying school fees or towards the end of the month where salary earners are coming to cash out, you have to follow the rigorous maybe queue or whatever situation you meet in the bank. And in this context, someone is on the hospital that you are trying to make payment, maybe for surgery or whatever. I don't know if any of us can relate to that kind of situation before now. Yeah, another thing now is what is really happening now. What I've mentioned is just a peripheral of how life has been, and I believe some of us, my other brothers and sisters that have been around for a long time, can really tell how it was to live by then. Now, customer buy online. That's the first thing now. A lot of us, so many things we do today in this world, even like in this, as today is Sunday, a lot of us has made transactions that we don't even know people that we are dealing with. But for the fact that there is technology that enhances and permits those operations, we are able to transact, we're able to buy and sell. I don't know if there's anyone that has bought something today without leaving their house or their home. I don't know if you have just got something today, you can just signify and tell us, I'm able to buy this today without leaving my house. Is there anyone today? Okay, what about yesterday? Is there anyone that was able to get something yesterday, you order for it, or you just make a call, place a WhatsApp order or the likes? You can put up your mic to just I want to make this session interactive, so I won't be the only one doing the talk. I want to be assured that you are following me and we are connected. Hello.
Okay. Hello, sir. Okay. I think for me,
Yes.
recently I got
Okay.
something from Tenmo, and I know that Tenmo is all the way from China actually. And
China.
without knowing anyone, I was able to get my product that I ordered. So I think that's
Okay.
make it so
I wouldn't like to go into the story, but I just want to ask: have you been to China before now?
never.
Never. Just imagine that you like 5 years back, the lane. Can you ever imagine there will be a day like that? You'll be in Nigeria in your location and you'll be able to buy from China.
Actually, even the person you even trusted that you can see, it's hard to even trust them to give them money before
When you are not
they do.
there, imagine. So
Yeah.
really, this is how
Now
technology has
you
really
don't even know the seller, you don't even know any one of them, and you see the exact product that you ordered being
that
delivered
for.
to you.
Exactly. Although there may be issues around it, but at the same time, that process, technology has introduced a new world order. So the world has really changed. It's not what it used to be. It is now a new world that you can just stay at the comfort of your home and do a whole lot. You are unlimited. And that thing is in the world today, social media influences buying decision. Social media influences buying decision. That's one of the realities we have to live with. A lot of things people buy today is not just because they need it, it's not just because they have money to buy it, but just because of the social media hype. A lot of people are talking about it, and they too they don't want to miss out. There is fear of missing out. They don't want to miss out on it just because this thing is trending, and a whole lot of people are actually buying it. A whole lot, a whole lot. Uh, I think all of us can relate to that. And the third one is businesses now compete globally. Businesses, service providers can now compete globally. While I was in school, this is a story of me then. I just want to just graduate and just put up a business and start selling to people in my streets. That was my dream. But today, I can tell you, I've dealt with people across the sea. I've dealt with people even in Nigeria, people that I can't meet, I can't even imagine of seeing, people that don't know me, people I have not heard about them. I've been able to provide my services for people across the globe. And a whole lot of us on this meeting, I think some of us can relate to that, why some might have not have the opportunity to do that yet. Of course, if you are not missing out, but it's a good time to be around this moment. So the new world order has enabled us to position ourselves and our businesses to compete globally. So another one is AI automation. AI automation, it improves our speed and productivity. We can't just say more on that. You know, that's the new world order. That's the new life we are now. Any little thing, I think, I don't know, I would not mean to say, but hope there is no one in this meeting that want to go and eat and just ask ChatGPT, is it right for me to go and eat now? That's on the lighter mode. I don't know. But if you don't think of what people are taking AI to do, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot of things. You know, anything, just common stuff that you can do on your own, that you can just use your sense to pull up. People nowadays are asking AI before they make decisions. Just chat, what can I do? And aside from the generative AI and other AI, we have automation systems. Like now, just like the first example I made then, I remember when I was in school, secondary school, the first week of resumption, a whole lot of us will go to we just go to the bank, go and be making, just try and strive for your queue. There are days you go there, your number, it may be maybe just two or three numbers to attend to, and they tell you that their network is bad, the bank is closing. You just have to go back to school and come back the next day. Those are part of the things we experience then, but with automations and introduction of a system at the comfort of our house, we can pay for our fees, any fees, student school fees, hospital bills, buy from the anything. We can just do a whole lot of things now. And another thing is there's digital reputation, which is a new currency. There are a lot of people now that when they say something, they've become thought leaders in their field, in the business they do. When they say something, you just take it now. No, this is a professional saying this. And it's not as if that they are the best people uh, that are doing it then, or that know how to do that thing most, but just about the fact that technologies has enabled them to build a profile, a reputation, and trust in that field, in that regard. So they are regarded as thought leaders. When they do something, when they wear a thing, a lot of people want to associate with it. I don't know if you are following me, you can just drop an emoji or signify. Just if you are following me and you are getting something, you can just unmute your mic and just say a word. Okay, thank you, James Abiola. Anyone else? Okay, thank you, Comfort. Thank you, Ridwan Akintoye. So Moving on, let me go back to my previous slide. I have something here. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I will have to stop this presentation and reopen it again. I don't know why this slide is misbehaving. Okay. Sorry, I will have to reopen the slide again. I have to reopen it again. So that's about how the world has changed actually. So let's look at why business are failing. Regardless of these opportunities, a whole lot of business are still failing. A whole lot of business are failing today. You can't shy away from that. If you check around those business, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, some businesses are no more. Why we also have to live with the fact that a lot of businesses are coming up. So, why businesses are failing these days, regardless of the abundance of opportunities and tools and the resources, businesses are still failing. I know about people that started years back, like 2, 3 years ago, and they are no more. One of those things that affect them is lack of visibility. You know, it's very hard to change a black man, and we can't shy away from that. Especially people at the age of 40 and above. They so much believe in what they have been doing before now, and they so much believe in how they are doing it. And if you check about the studies of the social media, especially the TikTok has been around since 2019. You will believe that over the years, it just recently, maybe 2 years ago, 2 years ago, like 2020, for 2025, that's when you just start to see elderly people, religious organization that are using TikTok. People believe they are safer on Instagram and Facebook. It's not just about the social media they are using now, but a lot of time the new technologies bring this opportunity for visibility, but people are not engaging it. People are not engaging it. TikTok is just a replica of Snapchat that is meant to be posting your daily story, but now it has been a business tool. People sell on TikTok. So businesses are faced to engage the latest visibility tools. And a lot of business as well are still not using social media at all. A lot of business we know are still not using social media at all. And if you ask average business in Nigeria now, what is the problem they are facing? They will tell you it's average business, even it's beyond average. 90% of the businesses in Nigeria now they have a sales issue. And aside the economic situation we find ourselves, that doesn't encourage sales of some products. Majority of the businesses are not making sales just because they are not visible. You have to take that from me. Majority of the businesses are not making sales because they are not visible. There is no two way to it. So one of the things we'll be learning in the course of this presentation is how to position our business visibility. Another one is poor customer experience. Aside knowing how to do what you do, for you to succeed as a business, you must know how to manage people, manage emotions, and engage your clients. Before now, if you buy something, there's no opportunity for you to call them out that this vendor do this or that. You'll have to go back home, take your water and rest. But with the advent of technology, there are so many things that before you just see yourself, they pick up their phone and record, in case you are not providing service up to customer satisfaction, people will be there to call you out. And when they call you out, it will definitely affect your sales, your business. Another thing is online presence. There's no online presence. One of the reasons that business face today is they don't have the online, they are not online. That's one of the reasons. A lot of people that are moving to new location, even a lot of people now, they don't want to do things just because they know you. They do things for the fact that, okay, they've been seeing these businesses, or people just make decision with search. A lot of people will just go on Google Map now. They just search, what is this near me? Especially this time around that transportation is very expensive. So they'll just engage the business online, check if they are available for delivery, and they just patronize. And that one is system automation. This is one of the major cause of business failure as well. Yeah, of course, you can have a good product and you have a good service you are rendering, but When there is no system, like now, if I need something very urgent and I try to reach you, you are online, you are visible, I try to reach you, and your system are not in place to engage me. Maybe I send a message, I wait for hours, and there is no reply. I remember there was a Sunday, a friend of mine want to get something for someone. I think it's a parfait. So we just go online. I was with him that day, and we search. We see a lot of people doing parfait, but when we message about five of them, two of them responded. And out of the two, I think one responded after 2 hours and the other one after maybe 3 or 4 hours. Though we actually need it for the next day. And one says there is no way they can do it. So we just have to opt in for the one that has put enough system in place to manage their business and other. Some of the other guys, the remaining three responded days after, which is, it shows on seriousness in their part. Another one is the fear of technology. Is part of those things that are part of those reasons why people don't engage online. Another factor is inconsistent marketing. This is a big blow to almost all the businesses in Nigeria. Only few business has been able to scale to the extent of satisfactory marketing, including myself, including my friends, a lot of them. We don't still meet up with the business marketing template because as a young business, you must at least spend to 10 to 15% of your income on advertisement. And if I start to ask all of us now that as a business or the other, have we ever engaged in advertisements in the last 3 months, last 90 days? It's one of the questions I used to ask when I have opportunity to speak to people like this. A whole lot of us, I don't want you to answer, but I know 95% of us, the answer is no. But if you look at big businesses, even advertising business like Meta and Google, YouTube, and the likes, those businesses that you run through to advertise, they as well are advertising their services. They are advertising their services. And the last one here on this list is lack of business structure. So what I would say in this is the digital world has changed how people buy, learn, and communicate to do business. And if people can't find you or reach you easily, they won't be able to buy from you. This is what I'll be leaving you with on this one. And now, what make a digital business succeed? We've talked about why businesses fail. One of the things that will make your digital business succeed, regardless the sophistication of your technologies, problem solving. There is a thought that whatever business you want to do, before you take the business to technology, before you technologize the business, before you build up your software, your application, the first thing is, can you ask yourself, can this business I'm doing succeed without technology? So whatever thing you want to venture into, I will just ask you, if there's no technology today, can your business succeed? The moment you've been able to answer the question as yes, if your business can succeed without technology, believe you me, your business will perform better with technology. So moving forward, whatever business you want to go to, let us ask ourselves, if there is no technology, will this business succeed? That's just it. Another thing is visibility. Another thing that will make your business succeed, no matter how beautiful your idea is visibility. There are a lot of ideas. If you go to ChatGPT today, just, I want to do this, give me 1,000 ideas, give me 500 ideas. It's going to bring it for you. But what will make that idea succeed is how visible you are going to make it be. There's a brother that mentioned he bought from Temu. And I believe it's not the only one that I've bought from Temu. I have friends that have bought from Temu. Not stuff they want, but for the fact that Temu was following them everywhere. Temu was very visible. They spent and invested a lot on advertisement. There is none of us on this on this meeting now that has not seen Temu advertisements in the last 24 hours, except you are not online. If you are online, I'm very sure that you've seen Temu advertisement. So they are very visible. As business, no matter your idea, something you need to work on is your visibility. Ensure a lot of people are seeing you. Ensure a lot of people are seeing you either online, offline. That I would recommend more online because you'll be able to charge premium if people see you more online. But make sure people are seeing you. And that one is trust. Of course, You can just get people to buy from you in the first place, but retaining your customer and upselling and getting referrals, you have to deliver with trust. It's no stories like what I order versus what I get. It's going to affect your credibility and your reputation. And that one is consistency. Of course, building online business, you may not make your first sales in the first 1 year, 2 year. Of course, it won't be up to that. I'm just exaggerating, but building businesses today, not as if you've put a lot of people there that will patronize you. So of course, you might have slow growth, you may have a reason to be discouraged, you may not meet up to your sales expectation, but you need to be consistent. I think it's Coca-Cola. In the first year, they were unable to only sell maybe one crate. I think one crate or one bottle in their first year. But look at it today. They are selling billions of dollars daily. And one of the last reason I'm giving you that makes businesses succeed today is systems, organized system in place, position yourself for opportunities. Though it may not look like it today, but ensure that you are investing a whole lot in systems so that when the opportunity comes, your customers, you are able to attract them easily. So that's that on the ways to how to make business succeed digitally. And that one is opportunity in the digital age. Opportunities with technology today, as I would just categorize it into as students and young business owner and our young entrepreneurs, and as business owners. The opportunities today, you can learn valuable digital skills, and with the help of social media, you can build up your personal brand and portfolio. Another thing is you can start freelancing. You start rendering. Freelancing is when you're able to render your service online, even if you don't have a place of business yet, but you're able to, you have your profile, you're able to connect with people to patronize you. Maybe you are selling, I think someone is selling agricultural produce. So if you're able to have a page and they can order from, of course, it's going to enhance your business. Another one is create content and grow your audience. Every day we are in the attention era. People live on content. When people before now, if people wake up in the middle of the night, they will pray or read or watch movie. But these days, I think within the first 15 minutes, 90% of people that wake up, especially Nigerians, they go to their phones, they go on TikTok, they go on Reels, social media, they just consume content. So you just have to make content and be there, or else other people will be making the content and you'll be consuming. So an opportunity for business owners, you can build your online business profile. You can start selling your products and services online. Like I think someone is into fashion. We have people in the fashion industry that don't own a physical shop, but they sell products. They make shirts and sell online, TikTok, WhatsApp, Instagram, Snapchat. And that one is have the mentality to reach out to audience beyond your location. Of course, before now, in the last 10 years, if you are selling food, you can only sell to people in your street or in your community. But now you have people that order from various locations across the city with the help of all these food delivery network, so people can buy your services. And another one is use digital marketing for visibility. I can't stress it enough. As a business, regardless of what you are making, put a portion to advertisement, sponsored ad by your post, your services or offers. It's going to give you visibility. At times, I remember there are times that I spent then, I won't advise anyone to spend it any longer. I spent 5,000 naira on advertisements then, and he gave me client that paid almost 1 million just with 5,000 naira advertisement. And there has been time that I've spent 20,000, 30, 50,000 advertisement and I don't make client. But regardless, you just have to keep advertising, keep doing the marketing. Another one is automate tasks to reduce manual stress. Because you have to put up system in place, auto replies, notification system, to do's, and the like. Schedule emails to communicate to your audience. And the last one on this, you use all available technology to improve your service delivery and your customer retention. Because a business without sales, if you're in business and you are not making sales, there is implementation fatigue. You've spent all your loss like running business like months and years, you are not making sales. Believe me, you will be discouraged. even if it's God that called you to that business, if you have not expanded your result, people around you will make you give up. But if you put up system in place, marketing, and in a short while, you start making profits. So that's that on it. And building brand ideas on how to build your brand trust and visibility. As a personal brand, I'll just say this: don't just be online. Be intentional about what you do online. Everything you are posting, make sure it is intentional, it is visible, and it is valuable. If you have the mind of doing business or selling a product online, it's not the time for you to just post anyhow, comment anyhow. People do well about go to your old post, they go on your profile, search for anything, and people just put up sentiment and do a lot of things. I don't know if you are following, can just signify, can just drop an emoji or just signify so that I will just know I'm not talking to myself. If you are still around, if you are hearing me well, okay, thank you. TDI Solutions, James Abiola, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ridwan. Thank you so much. Blessing. That's very good. I was in a program, I think early this month, in the beginning of this month, May 1st, to Senior Leon that was presenting on the point CEO. He said a whole lot of things. Very insightful thing. He spoke for about 45 minutes. And you won't believe me that within that time of his speech, people pitched on something that he said and they took it out of context. And he's talking from the place of pain. So I want us to be very, very intentional about what we are posting online. I've met someone that said you want to do business with someone, and for the fact that you just go through the person's story or WhatsApp status and realize that he posted something about the government. I don't know the context, and the person just have to call and inform that it's no longer proceeding with the business. So as business owner, as students, entrepreneurs that want to engage in business, I will employ us to be cautious of how we use our media presence now. If you want to go into business as personal brand, you have to keep a professional online presence. You don't just have to talk about this and that. You don't have to jump on trend, because a lot of people will go through your profile and just try and fathom the kind of person you are. Before now, they will listen to you, they will ask you questions to just conclude about you. But these days, mere going about your profile, your social media now, see who you talk to and the likes, people just conclude that, okay, this is who this person is. I don't know. Am I the only one that have that mentality that when I go through your profile, I go through your story, I'll just conclude that, okay, this is what this person can be up to. And I think there is a Nigerian lady that was denied visa to the US just because they just went on their social media profile. So, that one was denied visa. We can't tell number of people that have failed business or failed this just because people just went to dig out stories from their profile that they are not satisfied with. So that's one. And another thing is share valuable content and insights. Silence is better. If you don't have anything valuable to, don't just post stuff online. Give out valuable content. The third one is build portfolio, profile, and clear identity. This is one of the major things these days. If I want to buy a car now, I'm just using this as a case study. If I want to buy a car today, I won't buy it from someone that sell it for the cheapest price, that is selling cars, selling hair, selling foodstuffs. What other things that they used to sell? Provisions and skincare products. All these people who just put a whole lot of things together. I won't buy from them. I would prefer to buy from a dedicated man that sells automobiles alone. And this is not about automobiles, it's about every businesses. So if you want to start a business today, let your social medias be clear, or your online presence, let it be clear about that business. You don't have to put so many things together. There are some business that you can't put together. You can't be selling drugs now or selling food items, and at the same time you are selling other products like you are selling BTC, you are doing exchange, and you are selling food stuff. There are some business, of course, there are some business that you can put together, but they are horrible business combination. So, and that won't present your portfolio as a professional one. And the last one for personal brand is communicate with confidence and consistency. we can't over emphasize on consistency. Just have to keep showing up, keep showing up. If Abraham, you don't know if you are just 500 customers, 500 profile posts away from your biggest deal. So you just have to keep coming. Just and our for business brands, we have to be making marketing and brand awareness always, customer engagement and trust building. This is for business brand, how to build a business trust and visibility. And another one is lead generation and sales. You can't do that less. Lead generation. People that don't buy from you today may definitely buy from you in the nearest future if they are hearing from you. I have scenarios whereby someone click on my advertisement and for like a year, he didn't message me, just keep watching my status. And after a year, just come to me that what we talked about then, I'm interested now. Just imagine that I stop posting, just move on and look for someone else to do that. And the last one on this is networking. Keep networking. Network every opportunity you have. Tell people about your product physically and online. Anyone you meet, let them know what you do as a business. And another one is essential tools and system that help businesses these days. I've mentioned in social media, maximize the social media, put customer management software in place, have a website. Uh, if you are doing a business and you have been able to make a little income, have a website. Have a website. There are times that your website should be first source of information about you. They should be able to go to your website and read a lot, your terms and policy, all those things, a lot of things from your website. Another one is e-business emails. There are some business deal you want to quote for that. You can't just use your personal Gmail, your email address. You just have to officially. There are some companies or brands that they don't work with personal mail. They prefer your custom mail as your businessname.com. So that's another thing you can put in place. Another one is online payments. Online payment. There are people that will want to buy your service. They won't even have to message you. There are some of my products have. You just wake up in the morning and I see that people have paid. And it's not about me alone. It's everyone. It's every services. Jeff Bezos said there's no business that cannot be sold online. So if you are doing business today, ensure that you put on online payments facility in place like Paystack or Flutterwave to just set it up. And the last one on this essential tools is automation and analytics. Automation. You have to have automation, your autoresponders when you are not there, just keep your customer engaged. So you have to invest more on this. I think other speakers will still dwell more on the automation and analytics part. So I will just share my entrepreneurial realities, what I've learned over the years I've seen, and the lesson I've learned. And I'll start with the common challenges. I'll just say this: success is really instant. You may not make your first sales online in the first 6 months you start. It is built with patience, learning, and consistency. You just have to keep showing up, keep showing up. One day you get the results, and when you are going to get it, it will be more than your expectation. So the common challenges is the first one is rejection and slow growth. It is very discouraging in a world that people are moving on very fast, succeeding even with little efforts, and you that is trying to build something legitimately. It's look as if you are not called for that business. It's look as if the whole thing, the whole effort you are putting into place is not adding up. It's one of these challenges I've faced in business. And financial pressure. When maybe you are working a salary and you are setting up a business, you are putting your savings into it, your salary, everything, and you are exhausting it, and it's not bringing income yet. Of course, you'll be discouraged. And at the same time, common challenges, you are going to make mistakes, and there are days that will be very, very uncertain. There are days that it will be like you are not doing the right thing. But so far you are convinced you are doing the best thing for your business, I will employ us to just keep doing it. You just keep showing up, keep putting in the effort. And another thing is competition and criticism. Earlier today, I was talking with one of my boss. He's on this meeting as well. I just talking about so many things, and there are times like you just have to start ugly. I'll just keep that with us. Start ugly. I don't know where after today you can just write it somewhere that you've seen it every day. Just start ugly. If you look at the cars evolution over the years, see what cars are like when they started making cars, and what we have today, it's a whole lot of transformation. You have to get started to get better. I will keep telling everyone, you have to get started to get better. Provided you are convinced with what you are doing and you are doing the right way, you have to shut down criticism. People will talk down to your head. A lot of people that will just they won't see anything in what you are doing, but you are the one that have your business, you are the one that have the goals you are trying to work on, you are the one that have the results you are trying to achieve in mind. So I will just start your should not give us, you not give up. And the last one of the challenge you face is the temptation to give up. If you face maybe two or three of these, the next thing that will hit you is the temptation to give up, temptation to drop the idea, temptation to do something else. But believe you me, don't give up. Just keep doing it. And from the lessons I've learned, I will just tell us start before you feel ready. Just start ugly, start anyhow. If you want to start selling, I think one lady mentioned agricultural products. You don't need to phantom everything. You don't need to put everything in place. Just start with what you have now. Start with what you can do. If your goal is to be producing 1,000 tons of maize, if you are starting tomorrow, if you are only able to produce 2,000, 2,000 is too much. If you are able to produce just 1 dozen of maize, produce it. Just start. You are going to learn along the line, and opportunities will come and meet what you have been doing. So another one is consistency over perfection. When you are start, like I've said, start ugly. You don't need to be perfect. You just have to be consistent, keep showing up. My time is running up, but I'll just try and round up very soon. So just keep showing up. And like I've said, relationship matters in business. Relationship, the people you know in this country, in this part of the world now, people you know, information you have access to is going to help your business. And another one is never stop learning and adapting. The whole world is changing very fast. So you just have to be on the watch of the next innovations, the next before now, typewriting used to be a lucrative skill. Before now, businesses centers, computer centers used to be a high-paying job. There is one of my boss then, when I was in school. He owns a cyber cafe. He's riding a good car. Then, but now nobody goes to cyber cafes anymore. They need to learn, never stop learning about the world, or that read the news, make some research about innovations and development that are coming up. With the advent of AI, there are some jobs like they are not even in vogue again. So there are some business that are not in vogue again as well. And the last one is one of the lessons I've learned technology rewards those who are prepared. Technology reward those who are prepared, those who are doing it. It's not those that know how to. It's not those that know it best. Technology reward those that are doing it. Look at the social media today. The brands that are giving out brand endorsement and this. They don't give it to the best people. They just give to the ones that are visible, that are doing it, that are consistent. So I'll just employ us to be very, very consistent in whatsoever we are doing. And what you should do after today, this is just take home. If you are a student, if you want to start skills, you can learn a valuable skill. And after getting the skills, while getting the skills as well, you improve your online presence. Anyone that is not online today, I don't know the part of the world they are doing, they are living in. If you are doing any business and you are not online today, it's a whole lot of things. And the third one is start something small and practical. You grow with time. You learn your lesson early, you fail early, and you have to do it again early. So another one is use technology wisely in your work and your business. Use any AI tool that you can use it. Because one of the things here is if you are privileged to opportunities to if you are opportune to have some informations, the white guys have been using this AI for a very long time. That is why they sound more productive than us. But now that AI have casted, use it. But whenever you are using it, use it professionally. And build relationship and network intentionally. And the last one is stay consistent and keep learning. I think this is the third time I'm saying this. Stay consistent and keep learning. And I believe we are going to meet another time, and it's going to be a better version of all of us and our businesses. So I will stop now. I think If you're having questions, there will be a time for general questions. So I'll be stepping aside for the next speaker to come on board. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Presentation. Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. I know a lot of us has learned one or two things. Please, if you have learned one or two things, please indicate it in comment section. What have you learned today from that little presentation? Okay, James Abela said, absolutely on point, sir. All right, thank you so much. It's unfortunate the second speaker is on a journey now, but is here with us in this meeting. And we would like to say one or two things to share his apology with us why he couldn't make it for the meeting. Mr. TDI Solution, he run a tech branch also in Oshogbo, but as we speak now, he's on his journey, so he would not be able to present tonight. So please say one or two things, Mr. TDI.
All right, sir. Good evening, everybody. Please, if you can hear me, please raise an emoji because I'm having network problem as well.
Yes,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'm very sorry for not being able to present tonight. It's due to some unforeseen circumstances and urgent traveling. I'm so sorry. So, but regardless, I'm supposed to be talking to us on what all of us have been doing, what we have been using, which is the technology, tech at a O in quote. But I won't be able to talk on that today. I believe our next meeting, I will be able to expatiate and talk more on that. But regardless, I will leave us with these few words. I need to understand that the best time to learn was yesterday. And the next time that you need to start is now. Don't forget that. Just like as the first speaker has said, he said every day we use technology. Most people wakes up now, the first thing they do is they pick their phone, goes on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram reels, even before they do any other thing. That's the first thing they do. I need to understand that is the world of technology that we are living in. For example, today, while we're on a journey, our car developed just a minor fault. We discover a light, a signal from our dashboard. We have to park and we snap, and we have to Google search and YouTube, which will be able to understand what the problem was, and we fixed it, then we continue the journey. That is the power of technology. So, and I need you to understand that you don't need to wait for perfect condition. You have to start where you are. Are you with me? You have to start where you are. So you have to use what you have. That your small phone that you think cannot do anything, it can do something. You have to start with it. You need to begin to learn continuously. And as you're learning, make sure you stay disciplined. And as you're being disciplined, make sure you are building a solution. Because in this tech space, solution is you need. And after building a solution, this solution, you will need it to create a value. And when you do that, the future belongs to those who prepare today. So that's why I said the best time to learn was yesterday, and the best time to start is now. So please, let's have that in mind. And like I said, in our next meeting, we'll have a best time to talk together. So I'm so sorry for not having enough time to speak. I'm so sorry. Please accept my apology, please.
Thank you so much. In fact, with the little few time you've spent with us, I believe we have learned one or two things. What a wonderful presentation tonight. All right, thank you for tonight at least meeting. But before we go, I will quickly like to do a little bit of roundup. Then we'll ask our questions, and we ask our questions. People who have questions can ask their general question. When I have few slides here, it's not going to be something big, maybe something like maybe 9 slides. I will quickly be talking. Yes, thank you for that. Thank you for that. So I'll quickly be talking about solution. You see, many of us who can you hear me? I want to be sure everybody is hearing me.
I can hear you.
All right. So many of us who I can see that we have more of young entrepreneur on this platform tonight. You see, many of us who started the journey of entrepreneur maybe early do that based on the fact that we want to either get out of poverty, we want to start making money, not really understanding the real thing that we really need to understand about entrepreneur, about systems, and about I'm trying to share my slide. I don't know what is happening. Okay. Okay, let me see entire screen. Okay, let me see if you can see my screen. Okay, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, please?
I can see your screen.
Yes,
All right, so
I see your screen.
all right, thank you for that. So many of us who started up early, maybe much more than some of us who are just starting this entrepreneur journey of a thing, start because we really want to change. We either really want to start making money, which seems to be one of the main issue that many young entrepreneurs in this country or maybe in Africa is facing today. That mindset of I want to start making money, I want to solve a particular financial problem has been one of the wrong mindsets that has limited the growth and thinking the right way as an entrepreneur. So today I will be talking about tech solution. And what do we call tech solution? Of course, we can see on my screen. Can you see my screen, please? A tech solution is a tangible product or services that solves a specific painful problem for a defined group of people. Can you hear me? And can you see my screen, please?
I can see your screen. I can hear you.
All right, thank you. So when we talk about tech solution, already many of us are in business, but the truth is we are in business and we are not really thinking of solution. I started this entrepreneur journey, if I'm not mistaken, should be around 2012, 2013. Yes. And the first thing that comes to my mind in those early days is, oh, am I going to get a customer? Am I going to, of course, I'm a software developer. I started as a website designer. Over time, I moved into things like work SMS solutions and not really knowing. But the motive behind doing all those things is I want to make money, which has been the motive for an average Nigerian, an average entrepreneur who goes into business. So when you ask someone, maybe an entrepreneur, that, oh, what do you do? I'm a businessman. And at the end of the day, most people will not be able to identify that this is the problem I'm solving. All right. So when you say you're a business person, of course, if you are starting as a young entrepreneur, in that phase, you are the business. And when you are sick, the business is sick and your cash flow is stuck. So whether the fact that we have technology that is already with us today, when I started far back then, 2010, 2011, 2012, I know internet is an issue. That was in the days of BlackBerry. I think in those days were the days of BlackBerry that you can't even tell an average Nigerian to have a website, an average Nigerian to have let's do a Zoom meeting, let's do a Google Meet meeting, or let me try to fix these things for you online. So things were more tougher than now. Now we are holding a meeting, everybody is at the convenience. And that is what tech has come to do. Tech has come to make things more convenient. Why tech has come to make things more convenient? It will also come with this problem that the future generation will be solving. And one important thing, as someone who is starting as a business person, think of business, posting regularly, it's consuming, start consuming. Damilare MOC was sharing, he was giving an insight about a product that they want to buy, that somebody is that they're trying to send a message to like 5 random people who offer that services, and 2 people responded instantly, while the 3 other people responded a few days after. Now, there are a lot of circumstances that is possible that has affected those who could not respond. Why that their late response does not automatically say that they are unserious, but they have factors around their business that has limit their delivery. And that is why, as you think as a business owner, you should also think about having a tech solution that can manage things for you while you are away. The life of an average businessman who doesn't think about a solution revolve around that business, and in that case, they are the business. Robert Kiyosaki talked about it in his book. I couldn't remember that. It was talking about 4 ways to make money as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as an investor, and all of that. But the thing about it is, you will see an average skilled individual. They are all around us, who can deliver at a good rate, but because they don't have a solution, they don't have a product that solves this problem, their growth will be limited. We go to restaurants today. Most of the well-known restaurants doesn't have the best food. We all see this every day. The best mechanic today doesn't have a automobile workshop. Why? Because they have not been able to develop a product. You see, there is a saying that an average business die in their first, let's say 8 out of 10 business die in their first 10 years. Why? Why do they die? They die simply because they did not think of turning that business idea into a solution. And that is why, as we grow in the entrepreneur journey, there is a phase that we need to grow beyond just being the business. And that's when we grow, we think of having a solution. There is no problem that we are solving today that cannot be converted into a solution. So when we are starting off as business owner, one of the first things that comes to our mind is, oh, I need the clients, I want to solve. Some will not even think of solving a problem. They are thinking, oh, I want to make money, I need somebody that needs a website. Whether that website is helping the individual that is building it, or is another waste of resources for the client, they are less concerned. So that is why what we need to do as individuals is to first think about a solution we are solving. So let's look at this gap as an example. Let's say we can't pay your bills. You can't easily pay your bills. Then you have a solution like a mobile app, like OPay, MoneyPoint, that process payment instantly. It was only cashless policy that people begin to use OPay that much. And since then, OPay was able to gain access to the Nigerian market simply because of a political issue, maybe let me say maybe a political issue that restricts the flow of cash. And before OPay is well known, OPay has launched a lot of products that many of us has probably used, and it doesn't get the right attention. And because of that similar political issue where there is a restriction in the flow of cash, because OPay has built a system that is to solve that problem, they became one of the OPay become one of the best banks in Nigeria today. So when you know you are solving a problem, you must have a system in place. You must have a system, a solution that has been built to take care of a lot of audience, even when the audience doesn't exist. So Now, at that stage, when you have a app like OPay, you are not really selling the code. You are selling convenience. You are selling speed, and you are selling security. So, and where do your revenue comes? It comes from transactions and so many other things. Now, the thing I want us to take as the first takeaway today is, if whatever you do doesn't solve a problem, it is not a solution. It is not a solution. Whether it's been a software or whether, and there is hardly will you see anybody that is a businessman, or you have somebody who can give you cash to do that thing for him or her, that you are not solving a problem. And it is within our capacity to sit down and think, what is the common problem that exists in this my industry? A lady was saying that she's a fashion designer, and we all know that fashion designer people are the least people you can trust when it is during when it comes to a festive season. I'm not saying that in a derogative way, but it's a way of by which she can improve on that line. It is not that okay, when OPay and Moniepoint comes into play, it is not that we don't have banking system in place, but because of reliability issue, you want to send it, you want to make a transfer now, and the next thing is you are praying if the network will allow it. There are some banks that we all know that by the end of the month, we're already at the end of the month now, you can't even carry out transaction. So because OPay and Moniepoint is solving reliability issue, they eat the market. That's the solution. That's what they are selling. It is not, of course, the same way somebody who is a fashion designer that comes up with ready to wear of different size, yes, or that gives a client that, okay, you get your work in 1 week, and that 1 week doesn't exceed, that person will begin to have more customer. So building a solution where MOC has said some things about why some tech solution fail, where there are 4 common reasons that are spread out from here when there's no market needs. So, and the advice is, you sit down and think, is there market for what I'm actually building? It's a solution. Is there an existing market for it? If there is an existing market for it, then you think about it. What's the second common failure is poor execution. Yes, the app crashed. That's for people who build app. We have some other things that if you are a fashion designer, yes, when you did not deliver to people on time, that's one of the reasons why it failed. Okay, so and so on and so forth, ignoring the core issue, then and so many more. I will not dwell much on this, but one of the reasons why solution fail is also poor internet, electricity, and so on, for people who rely on internet and electricity to solve their problem. I was working on a software over the weekend, I think about 2 days ago. The laptop I was using had issue, and because of that, it affected a lot of things. In fact, this meeting, as you are speaking, it's because it's something that we have planned for a longer period of time. It was today that I had to do my slide, because 2 days ago, laptop, there are issues with laptop. I can't even access any of my projects. I had to go and get another laptop instantly because when I took it to the engineer, he said it was a motherboard that packed up, and instantly I said, oh, I need another laptop. Just get me another laptop, and let's see how we can solve this. Now, that is for the person who can afford to get the tool. A lot of things affect entrepreneur in Africa, and that is why, as an entrepreneur, whatever thing you are doing, you must at some point start thinking of turning it into a solution. A solution is something that can work without you. that can serve people, that can solve people's problem without you. So how do you build a winning solution? The first thing is to identify the pain. What is the most frustrating part of the day, of my day? For example, if you are a student, you want to pay school fees, you are sending money to a village, you want to take a cab. I've said this over and over, and many of us are aware of the story that Uber started because a guy wanted to take a cab and he was standing there for a longer period of time. There are problems everywhere. What turns us to an entrepreneur is the ability to see problem and to identify a pain. And the thing is, the pain you are feeling now is what other people are facing. For example, now we're having light issue. It's a general thing. So guys came out and said, oh, we are going to start solar system. Now, even when you are running the solar system, you still need to rely on sun. So if you rely on sun and it has been raining, there's no sun, your solar will not be working. That's when you think about generator and fuel. So there is no pain you are going through that millions of people are not going through that pain. And your ability to identify the pain and build a solution around that pain is what makes you an entrepreneur. So build a solution that can help people solve that problem even without talking to you. That was one of our products we built last year. It was designed to help people to secure a job. It's one of the platforms, and jobs are being posted regularly. Like today, more than 50 different jobs will have been posted on the platform. And for those who subscribe for the premium plan, there's a system in place that helps them to rewrite their CV if their CV was not inaccurate and connect them to the right audience. That is what is a solution that is already working. You can Google it, AutoApplyAI.ng is there out there. Anybody who is interested is an AI job providing platform. And we know too well that millions of people are out there looking for jobs. They are out there looking for jobs. In fact, the last statistic I got was from World Bank. I think was in March or April, that we have about 12 to 13 millions of people who are entering the labor market every year. That means around 30 million people in Africa are entering the are entering the labor market now. But we are able to provide 2 to 3 million jobs. So in the future, the problem will be that there will be a lot of people looking for jobs. People will want to transit from different jobs to others. So what do we do? How do we help people to secure the right? How do we help people to see new jobs every day? We build a platform called AutoApplyAI.ng. And because we have identified the pain, people need employment. So what am I saying in essence is that to build a winning solution, you have to first identify the pain. There are graduates, there are people who just finished NYSC service who are still looking for jobs. There are a lot of people who have graduated 5-10 years and couldn't get a job. A lot of the bike men that we have there, most of them are graduates. That's the pain. Many don't even know where to take their CV to. They don't even know where to submit their CV. It's another problem that our world is facing. Identify the pain. Identify the pain. What's the most frustrating part that people are facing? The frustration you are facing is what millions of people are facing. It's what millions of Africa are facing. Can you hear me, please? Please, if you can hear me, can you identify from the comment section, maybe using emoji? Oh, sorry. So identify the pain. Are we still connected?
We are connected.
Yeah, we
Alright,
are
so
connected.
now validate. If they will pay platform that I'm going to connect you to where you can get 200 or 300,000 jobs every month. Are you willing to pay me to offer the service? I'm very sure every one of us will be willing to pay and say, okay, you give me 50,000 naira each. In as much as you are sure that is going to solve your unemployment issue. How much is 50,000 out of 300,000 that you're not be able to sacrifice? Validate. Yes, once you identify the right pay, most of the time you might not really need to validate. If you know it's a hot pain, it's a pain that almost everybody is having. For example, now light is an issue, whether we like it or not. Internet is an issue. Someone like Elon Musk rely on the internet issue. And we have Starlink right now in Nigeria. That's why the fact that Starlink seems to be the highest this thing in terms of subscription. People are paying for it because it's going to give them reliability. Any solution you are building, you must always think of reliability. There is no business you want to do today if reliability is not factored in. The business will be out of business in no time. By the time 5-10 people patronize you and they can't get the value, there's no reliability, they'll be out. So that's another thing, how to build. Then build a minimum viable product. Yes, we call it MVP in software development. You cannot build the complete solution at once, because every system will always have an improvement. Think of the early days when we started using mobile phones. And there was one of my book I wrote, Audacity Code. Many who are in this platform has read the book. Many have a copy of the book. I said something very well that there is an MVP of every product, of every business, of every solution you are launching. I made an example of an iPhone, that the first version of iPhone doesn't have what's it called? Cloud. And it's true. And it's true. There are a lot of things. For many of us who have been studying entrepreneur very well, we discovered that there was I can't recall it, I can't remember the exact, but there was a version of car that doesn't have a reverse. So there will always be a minimum viable product. Think about it when we started using China phones. Many still don't know that all the phones that we are using today is from China. They just have different grade of China. iPhone is from China. Samsung is from China. Think of another best phone you can talk about. They are all from China. They just have different quality level. I could still remember then that when they play a China phone like this, the noise of the music will want to cut away your eardrum. But it's not like that today anymore. Think of the early days of computer. There will always be a minimum viable product. In fact, the founder of LinkedIn says something. Say, if you are not embarrassed with the first version of your product, say you have launched too late. Yes, I made mention of all of that in my book, Audacity Code. So there will always be a simplest version of that solution, and which will definitely we solve the copy. Why you use your customers' feedback, you iterate, you listen to feedback. If it fails, then I said you do what? Pivot fast. I said that in that Audacity Code, that when your product or your services fail, it is not that the market is rejecting you. That it is as a result of the fact that they want you to re-strategize. They want you to re-strategize. Their responses is not a rejection. So iterate, listen to people's feedback, improve. Okay, relaunch a newer version. I remember there was a time Moneypoint was saying something that there was a version of Moneypoint software that they were losing money. They were literally losing money, and this software is in production. So he said they were losing about 250 million naira in a month. A small company that is losing 250. That at some point you have to take the courage to shut down the application. People are already using Moneypoint POS. They are already using their ATM at that time. But it took the courage to shut down And he said for about 3-4 weeks, all the teams were on board, everybody, nobody is going home, anybody that needs to work in that line of the system. So he camped everybody in the office, taking care of everybody, and everybody were working to make sure that they produce a newer fashion. It happens for every system. It happens for every solution. One of the things you need to know when you are building a solution, whether it's been a software or whatever business you are building, is that for you to be financially free, you can write that down. We're actually going to post this video on Comfort Developers website on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. I'm going to post the entire video by the end of this meeting. For you to be financially free, you must transit from being a business owner to a solution builder. Think of anything you see around the world. I'm using Starlink to connect to the internet now. I have it on my table now. I don't need to know Elon Musk. I don't need to see that Elon Musk and before he can tell me how to use it, or it becomes a solution. It's not attached to his time. So the first product might not be the one that will give you your money. Let's not forget that. So if you are building a product, in fact, Team Apps, many of us don't know Moniepoint to be Team Apps. Said that they have launched about 10 different products, and it's only 2 that survive. All other ones are wasting of time. That means the market doesn't accept those products. It's only 2, Moniepoint and what's it called? Monify. I think, was it last week? Last week, one of their team called me that they wanted to improve their user experience of Monify. A lady who has been a friend of mine called me that they needed my input. Their UX designer wanted to do this thing. So we're talking, we're relating, and we're discussing some things pertaining to software and all of that. Now, the thing about it is that feedback cannot be taken away from any system. And it usually comes from your customer. I've been with Moniepoint for more than 5 years. There was a solution we launched that we use money for it's not money, Monify heavily. So it's because of the I think it was because of the volume that we did then that makes the lady to, oh, I have a customer that I trust is a software developer, and we can get feedback from him to improve our product. So I do what? Listen to people's feedback. And that's why you usually have different fashions. Fashion, fashion. So most of all these fashions are used. Thinking of software now, you have software update, and every one of us is familiar with new updates, new from all our mobile phones. Those things are used as a pivoting tool. They are feedback that they have gotten from the product that they are improving, so that you can get a better version of each of the product. Many of our phones runs updates now, laptops runs update and all of that. The same principle applied to the business you are running. There must be a time you have to take feedback to improve your business. So don't forget that, especially when you're building a solution, because system is changing, technology is changing, everything is changing. And if you don't change, you'll be out of market. Now, the last is to what scale. Once you have a working solution, then add features. So, why most people fail when they are building solution is that they want to add new features before having a working solution. So, and here's the cycle. Identify the problem. Build a minimum viable product. Yes, you can start like I say, tech, whatever thing you are doing, you turn it to a business. And when it's a business, you turn it into a solution. And when you are building a solution, don't forget, identify the problem. The problem has always been the reason why people give you the money. And build an MVP project, a minimum viable product of that project. It could be, if you are running a fashion brand, it could be just a working store where people can just get in their whatever clothes. Of course, working as a business owner, you will have seen different ideas. If you have been working as a business owner for a while, you're most likely going to have some measurement range of what people can actually buy, or of what your customer database has looked like. So by the time you are building a solution, you are building a ready-to-made wear, then you are most likely going to build a cloth different sizes around your normal what's it called, measurement list. Then take a feedback, iterate, and scale. Now, here's the last thing that I want to say before we go into questions. Time has already been spent. Be the solution builder. There is no business that does not have a problem that they are solving. And to be free and become a billionaire is to turn the business into a solution that can solve people's problem without you. Many of us start this journey without this knowledge. This simple knowledge I'm sharing, this has been my first 15 years of experience. As a software developer, I've built for many brands. I can't even make more than 150 different softwares. The one that's live, the one that is no more working, different softwares are built for brands and individuals. And before I begin to learn that, to really be financially free, so yes, we make millions of naira, we do a lot of things from all those things, but we are really selling our time while we are doing all of those things. There are so many software developers, there are so many students that have trained all around, the one who are in the UK, the one who are in US, Germany, and so many countries as well. But one thing is, we are actually trading time because we do not build solution. And until I begin to realize, this is how it really works. If you really want to be a billionaire, like the vision of most entrepreneurs, you must understand that you have to convert that business into a solution. Sometimes your solution might be having a working team who knows what they are being paid for. So you don't need to call somebody, is the office open? You don't need to call somebody, have you gotten the material? You don't need to call somebody, once they have the measurement, individual know that, of course, if you're on a fashion brand, there is a time that you probably might open other stores where you sell clothing, shoes, and so many other things that can go along with whatever thing anybody's, any clothes you are selling for anybody. So there must be a solution, and all those things must not be tied to your time. So that's the conclusion for today. And the call to action today, or let me say a challenge to everyone who is joining this live session, is what problem will you solve today? And until you solve that problem and build a solution, you cannot be financially free. Thank you for having me tonight. My name is Felix Odukami, and I run the tech brand Comfort Developers and IT Solution, and some other businesses, of course, that you might not be aware of. So now we're moving on to questions. So I'm going to stop sharing my slide now. We have just few people in the, okay. So we are moving on to questions. So if you have a questions and you would like to ask, please, yes, solution is what can work without you. Yes, thank you for that. Yes, and a solution that gives you cash flow. Solution is what really gives you cash flow. That's the truth. I don't know if anybody can hear me now.
I can hear you. My question, can I go straight?
Yes, go ahead and ask your question.
At Jockey Plaza. Is the office still at
Yes,
Jockey Plaza?
exactly.
Okay. I'll get in touch. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, do you have anybody that have question? All right, I have
James is raising his hand. James Abiola.
That's James that just has a question now. I think I'm right.
No.
Okay, Mr. James, please.
No, it's Bankole that
Yes.
asked the question. I'm the one that asked the
Yes,
question.
good evening, sir.
Yes,
Sorry,
Mr. James.
you were saying that you say our location. Actually, I'm from Lagos. And thank you so much for today's lecture. All our facilitator, I want to sincerely appreciate the lecture. You know, sometimes when you hear things over and over, but tonight's lecture was another, shift of mind. It's a paradigm shift as well. Like what I said, what I'm into quantum technology. Although it's not my company, but I partner with a particular company where they solve problem of health issues without necessarily taking drugs. But just like you said, that sometimes you need to start thinking of what you can actually do as a solution provider. Although what I do currently now is also solving a problem. But how can one marry this current situation where I'm in now, like, okay, solving problem, and I also have my own idea of actually, providing a solution to a particular problem in area of, let me say, for instance, area of farming. There's a particular market I'm looking at actually. In fact, has been turning my head, but sometimes you also need capital to do one or two things, to put things in place as well. But I want to use this particular one I'm doing now, which I'm passionate about actually, to make sure that I have enough capital to now start building my own business. But how can we build around this current one that I have? Because if you look at it, you have been mentioning so many things about consistency, being visible to people, because you must build a trust before people can even say, okay, let's start putting one or two things, that even when you now say eventually you want to do this, because of the trust and the belief they have in you, they can put in one or two things to make that happen. So my question now is, how can I really, just like you said, yes, I totally understand, but how can I really build this thing that we are talking about, so that what are the practical steps I can start taking now to make sure that everything that you have said now will come to pass? For me, it's for me now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. And I hope every one of us is going to learn from this question. The first problem that we have as entrepreneurs is that we know that our solution, or let me say, we know that our services is going to solve a problem. But the question is, how many people know about that product or services that is going to solve this issue? Now, if you ask everybody that is here now, they probably might not know about quantum technology. But I got to know about quantum technology because I built a solution for a team who worked with a brand that produce different quantum technology. The one that is Chain, if I'm right, that that take away all these radiations and so many other things.
Absolutely.
The one you can wear as rings.
Absolutely.
Now I got to know about quantum technology because I built a network software for a brand like that, and they gave me one quantum technology stuff like that. Now the question is, you have to educate people. That's the first thing. You see, education cannot be taken away from whatever thing we do if we really want to be successful with it. You see, today real estate seems to be the well-known thing all around now, because, and if you see an Afro realtor, they will telling you this and this and this happened, this also here, this guy invested this amount. They are interested in your money. This guy invested this also amount this year. They can go and cut a clip of one pastor who who invested maybe 12,000 naira in 1992, and it turns to 2 billion naira now. So they are interested in your pocket. Let's not, but they have to first give you an insight of why you must invest in it. Now, you are talking about quantum technology. If not that I'm already aware of some of those products, how many people do you want to sell the product to? Is this product that people are aware of, that they can easily patronize? You see, for example, now, church today, you don't really need to preach somebody who is a Christian that you have to be in church on Sunday. Because of what? The awareness, a higher level of awareness has been created by some people. So when we talk about church, it's easy for people to know that, oh, it's a place where we go to serve God, we go to pray to God, we go there to read. When you now talk about quantum technology, it looks as if you are speaking one Spanish to an average individual. So the first thing is to start by creating content that educates people about what quantum technology is all about. Tell people, I run a company called Circle Innovation. Is majorly for educating people and about personal development, sales and marketing training, and business growth and all of that. So whenever we've hold about 2 seminars this year about, it's a paid seminar actually, about selling, and it's for people who actually want to learn how to sell, people who don't know how to sell. Now, there are things you should do. And the first part I always tell them is that you cannot grow any business without first having a good understanding of that business. Well, I think one of my book, Selling Secret, can also help you as regard that, because an Afro Nigerian doesn't know how to sell. Let's not deceive ourselves. An Afro Nigerian doesn't know how to sell. A lot of people who have large audience on social media, people automatically think those audience are their right audience. It's not in all cases. So the first thing you are going to do to just cut the whole thing short from what you have asked is that start educating people. That my book is in Lagos. If you want to get it, it's in Lagos. Selling Secret. I think that book is going to help you. The 2 books I just mentioned is going to help you a lot. Audacity Code and Selling Secret. Those 2 books. Selling Secret will show you some of the secrets that you need to understand about, of course, how to the entire social media and every other thing. But you just need to start educating people. When you educate people, you create an awareness. And there is what we call the 7-11-4 principle about selling. I explained that very well in that Selling Secret. There is a number of times you must have done this before you expect the feedback. I'm starting a 30-day detox program tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., where it's about an Afro in Nigeria. It's free. If anybody wants to join, if you're on our WhatsApp platform and you are not in that WhatsApp channel, you can easily join. Because over time, I've seen this same question over how do I make money from these things? How do I get customer? How do I? So you have to first sit down and sell that idea to yourself. What you have in mind you are selling now, you have to first sell it to yourself. The first ever sale you are going to make in your life is to yourself. If you are not sold out on that vision, on that idea, on why it works and why you need it, you cannot sell it to anybody. That's why Grant Cardone said something. He said, the first sales you are going to sell is to yourself. I mentioned that in certain states. There's a psychology part of it as well. When you go out to market to people, when you go out to say to people that people who you are talking to is a psychological thing. They automatically pick the emotion state of the person that is actually across to them. So if you are nervous, if you are after their money, something somewhere will tell them that you are after their money. And that's why you have to be sold out to that vision. Where I'm a tech guy and I've worked with different brands to create different products, and I understand, and I also take some marketing training, some advanced marketing training to understand how some of this system work. So the very first thing you are going to do is to first start by educating. You are not selling to people. Don't sell to people now. The first thing you need to start creating content around it, around what that educates people. What problem is this solving? Why do people need it? So that is the first thing you need to do. Then after time, those audience will form your right audience, and people are aware. And once they are aware, okay, this thing is okay, there's a thing to tackle it, then that's when you start making sales. Because quantum technology that you mentioned, it's not even that, it looks to be like a new product here in Nigeria. So I think I've answered your question. So if I'm not, please open your mic and let me know if there's another thing I can tell you more on that.
Wow, absolutely, sir. You have answered my question. Thank you so much. But how do I get in contact with you directly?
It's easy. My name is Felix Odukame. If you put it on Google, you can easily get my contact. But I will also share my direct line. You can reach out to me on for anybody who is interested in that 0067 42 1633 006742 1633. One of the things that I always want to encourage younger entrepreneurs is that if you can learn how to sell very well, you can work in any industry. For more than 4 or 5 years of my life, it's more than a decade of my life. Let me say a decade now. It's more than a decade. I started learning about entrepreneur. What does it take to really make money? And I realized that it is not even having the best product that really sells. So I'm also going to type it in the chat. That line for those who, of course, many people 08067. Yes. It is not the best product that really sells. Is the best known. That's why you will see that there are some of your friends, there are some of our friends who doesn't have our skill and they are making more money than us because they are well positioned, they are well known. That's why marketing skill is not a skill that anybody can joke with, whether we like it or not. It's not a skill. So if you have learned about it, keep learning about it. One of my mentors says to say you have to keep reading about marketing every day. Yeah, I won't deceive you. I have not been able to do all of that because a lot of things that has been lined up that sometimes I have to be software, sometimes I have to write my books, sometimes I have to read, sometimes I have to take lectures and all of that too, and so on and so forth. So those things are very important. Learning how to sell is one of the things that can deliver us from any. You see, all these things that we are talking about, we have a lot of companies in China today who can produce a mass, but they are waiting for people who can sell those products. There was one of my friends in Canada. I spoke with him. Ayomide is not in this meeting. I spoke with him. Was he on Tuesday? Is he on Tuesday? Tuesday before the holiday, or Wednesday before the or Monday before the holiday. So after immediately I reached out to him. I told him some things and all of that. He runs health product. He is into health, so he has a lot of product and all of that, licensed product. And so I said, okay, this is it. The second day, it was the one that was chatting that I need this thing. How are you going to help me with it? I said, I don't even have time. Because what we need now is not the software. I have software already, but we need a lot of marketers who can give us 1 billion naira in 6 months. And it's possible with the software, it's possible. So learning how to sell is one of the things that any one of us must not joke with. In fact, that your agricultural product that you say you have, if there's no any other questions, if you have questions, please signify so that we can maximize time. And so that your agricultural product that you said, you can sit down and think around it. Even though you might not, I don't know what the product is, even though you might not even have the financial implication to start. Emmanuel is not here tonight, but you can sit down and look for people who have started and partner with them and be a marketer, get your commission, get your finances from the commission base, and you can kick off. The number of people you can sell to is what determines the amount you are going to pay. You can even make money from the person who is producing whatever the agriculture product is. There was one of my proteges, he's not here tonight. I'm sure maybe he's somewhere or he didn't see the link. That when he started solar installation, and when he finished school, he said he has finished serving, he's a photographer, and he came to me and said he wanted to go into he wanted to learn solar. I said that's a very good thing. I myself wanted to learn it, but I number one, I hate too much traveling interstate and all of that. It is I don't too much like that, and I can't climb buildings. That was what discouraged me then, and I said can't do all of this hardware work that much. So he learned it. When he finished, the next thing is that he's going to raise money. I said, go out and start marketing. He started marketing. Now, today, as we speak now, apart from the fact that he has raised another business from it, he he runs. He has opened the what's it called? He has opened another office now. He showed me all the progress of the office. It's not fully out now, but I can tell you it runs a million. So marketing is very essential. And it's a tasky job. People don't want to do marketing, and that's where the money is. That's where the money is. If you say you are learning the tech skill, if you don't know how to market yourself, you are still not going to even get a job. Talk less of saying you want to be if you are submitting your CV, you are pitching your, I say all manner of that in Selling Secret. We shouldn't be repeating all of that. And I believe many of us have that particular book. It's a book that everybody who is going into entrepreneurship must have. Whether it's not only for that, it's not only for entrepreneurship. It's cut across all phases. They're about just 10 timeless principles that governs all human exchange there. All human exchange. Whether you're into a relationship, whether it's just the basic thing that covers every aspect. So that is all on that. So let's see if we have any other questions. I don't think that nobody has been raising their hand. Dev site, you have not been saying anything since. Ask your question now. We are rounding up the meeting for tonight. Okay, well, let me round up by saying this. If you have been marketing your business before and you are not seeing the result, don't stop. I'm talking from experience. The day a client will give you money, they won't tell you they are coming. There's been a line of my business that I've been pushing when I started in 2013, 2014. The highest I make as profit in that business is maybe 5,000 or 10,000. 2015, 2016, and I still keep pushing the business. The thing is, when you leverage on digital marketing, nobody knows your revenue. Nobody knows if you are making money or not. There's an assumption that is in the mind of everybody that's seen your post, daily post, and all of that. That this is the only thing that they have seen. This guy is making a lot of money. No, it's a general assumption. But if you quit, they will assume, he only quit because he's not making money. That is why consistency is one of the 30 days live detox. I couldn't remember the number, the day where I was talking about consistency, but I talk about all of those things. If you are not in that channel, please join the channel. It's starting tomorrow. We have the video, we have the audio, and we also have the picture for that event. 30 days, some of the things that we need to know. I decided to do this 30-day detox because of the fact that I've seen so many young entrepreneurs who could not make things happen for themselves because they are still waiting for money to start. I didn't start with a dime money, and I know what I've done. This is not a meeting where you'll be bragging for what, no? Because we are not closer to where we are going, but we are not where we used to be. So I may not share a lot of, but people who have that much closer to me know that at least we are doing something. But the truth of the matter is that skill or that business that you are doing, even though the result is not showing up, the day that result will show up, will pay for all the 99% of the effort that looks to be like a waste. So it was 2016, I think it was late 2016 that I got a serious contract in that business, and it was in millions. That was when I bought my first car, 2016. From a business that I've been running 3, 4, 5 years, and the highest money I can make from it is, 5,000, 10,000. See, I want to stand as a gap between so many people who are not making progress, to understand that there is a planting season for every business. There's a planting season, there's a watering season before you can see the harvest. So if at a time of watering that business with your consistency, with your marketing, with everything, if at that point you because you are not seeing the fruit you decided to put. The seed you have planted will die in the soil. So we must just understand the law of agriculture. And as a matter of fact, when your friends are reaping their own efforts, it can be discouraging. Someone who is starting a business last year is buying a car this year, is doing all manner, is traveling all around the world in the shortest time. And your home business is capital intensive. You are soaking money into. There's a business that we started this year. Dami can attest to it. We spend millions of naira. We have not even gotten an office on that business. We will spend millions of naira on that business, and that business has not been officially launched. See, somebody who is harvesting his maize should not be rejoicing over somebody who plants cocoa or who plant what's it called, palm tree, because a time is coming when those people will keep on reaping their harvest and it will be continuous, while the man who plant maize have to go back and plant again. So it's the same thing in entrepreneur, and that's why I'm starting a lot of programs, a lot of training, the ones that are free, the ones that are not free, the one I can do for free for younger generation, because we as African, we are going to have a lot of problems if we don't start this now. Let's be serious. World Bank releasing, you can go to World Bank website, it's there plainly. If 12 to 13 millions of people are coming out to the labor market every year, and it's only 2 to 3 million jobs that we have been able to provide, where do we get jobs for all those people? Then at that point, we need to do what? Start creating jobs for ourselves. Entrepreneur, train younger generation. My goal is to make sure that younger generation are able to see more, avoid some mistakes that some of us have made. And one of the mistakes that I'll tell all of you that I made is that I didn't market enough. I didn't put all my effort to market enough. Of course, it's not too late for me, and I can still do all of that. I'm still young, I'm under 40. But people who have mentored me, who are in their 60, who are in their 70, who are saying the same thing. They are saying the same thing. Put all your effort in marketing. Let your name be known. Let your brand be known. Thank you all for coming tonight. I want to ask for a favor from everybody who is joining tonight's session. And it's a review for our brand, actually. It's a review for Comfort Developers. I'm going to drop something to share review with us. If we have learned one or two things from Comfort Developers, we hope to get we would love to have you in our next month meeting, and it's usually last Sunday of the month. This meeting holds every last Sunday of the month, and I want you to help us drop a review on I'm dropping the link in the comment section. If you have gotten any value from Comfort Developer teams and some of our please help us drop a review, what you have learned and how to what you maybe your plan to reposition yourself. I'll drop it in the comment section. Please help us do that. Just send a review. Our appreciative is a 5-star rating. It's a way of also making what we do known to so many people who will probably reach out to us. There are free trainings we offer. There are paid training as well. But whatever thing is, if you're a business owner, there are a lot of things that you are still going to benefit for free. Why we might have paid for all of that. Thank you for joining tonight. And in the comment section, please click on it before I end the meeting. Click on the link. I just dropped the link. If you can see it in the comment section, please click on it. And please help us drop a review. We had an issue with our account initially on Google, and we're trying to bring it up again. So by the end of June, our next meeting, if you are not on our platform, please reach out to me. I just pinned my number there. We'll send a link to the WhatsApp group. Yes, we talk about entrepreneur, and you can ask for books on a particular topic that you need help. By the The next meeting will be coming up by the 28th of June. Flyers will be out and will be shared across all our social media platforms. Thank you for joining us tonight meeting, and have a lovely new month ahead. Yes, today is the last day of the month. Then happy new month in advance for every one of us. For people who like to, yes, for people, thank you so much, Mr. James Abiola. For so many people who would like to rewatch, it will be posted on Comfort Developers and IT Solution. All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, your efforts, and your commitment, because you've committed your time, your internet, your money. That's it. All right. Happy new month in advance for every one of us. Have a lovely night dress. Bye. Nobody have question for Oluwadamilare tonight? Okay, I think so many people have left the meeting. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye. Oh, we need his contact. Yes, his contact. Okay, MOC, which of your contacts is available? You are there. Can you unmute your mic? Just call it so I can put it in the contact in the section.
Okay, any of my contact is available. Any of the one you like, either direct line or social media. Anyone.
Okay. I'm going to pin his contact as well to the comment section now, so that we can reach out to him in case we need any support as well. We need to continue. Of course, we need to start building team. Look for people. That's one thing that Dr. Sam Adeyemi told me in the early years, that go to people who are doing what you want to do. That's the best way to go. Move with people who are doing what you want to do. In fact, he even said, if you want to be an executive, dress like one. That's a very amazing thing. I started wearing suits when I was not even a pastor. Yes, that's Damilare's contact. That's MO Creation Technology. Go to people who are doing what you want to do. Then dress like an executive if you want to be an executive. So those days, I remember one of my director was, whenever I went to drop place, are you a lawyer? I wasn't even there. I wasn't a lawyer. So, it has a lot to do with our growth. Go to people, ask questions, ask to support them. People who, it might not be financially, it could be, okay, in what way can I help? This is what my skill looks like. So you gain access and all that. That's not part of today's teaching, but of course, we can always make the right connection. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. Bye.